Mate, HeadNoise podcast. Let's go. I've already got cancelled the last 2 episodes. If there's anyone that you would like consider a blue,
who's that fat pig from the Wallabies? What's his name?
I remember I kind of walked into the sheds and I was
who's this guy with a filthy mullet?
Literally,
filthy mullet, chipped tooth. Sorry, bro. Sorry, bro.
That's me, bro. Just a goon.
Everyone's got it. Everyone's got HeadNoise. HeadNoise podcast. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Well, mate, this is gonna be episode 7.
7, he's moving. Let's do it.
Wow, we're getting numbers out there. We're getting numbers out there.
Good man.
No, I wanted to have you on because, especially in the area that like we're staying in, like Bondi and everything, and where I'm staying at now, like your brand is the #1 brand sort of going around out here, and everyone wears your merch. Everyone's wearing Motorino, and I sort of just want to get to like the story of it. You know what I mean? Like just talk about it. So like, you know, how did it start? Like what's the go? You know?
Cool. Yeah. Well, appreciate the love, man. Yeah, it's taken a while. Well, like, so maybe 2000, a fair while ago, about like 2017 or ish. We kind of we were just like riding our motorbikes around, and we just gotten our motorbike licenses, and then we kind of would just go on these like what we call just team rides, and we'd just hoon around the streets, like a group of like 8, 10 of us, and just be like, this is hilarious. And sick. No one had a good motorbike either. It was just posties and scooters.
And, so it's like a little bikie gang
just
on posties.
Like, a little piss take. And then I was like, fuck, this is mad. I'm gonna like make some t-shirts for it. And then I've still got the first logo that I drew up. I can't draw to save myself, and it was genuine dog shit. And then I got this girl that my mate was living with to like draw it up, and then she just drew up this kind of like cool bikey resembling tee, which is now like our OG tee, which we still run, but some people, like the OG followers, still love it, but some people are like, I don't really get it, which I'm like, whatever. So then we just kind of with that, and we had this one t-shirt, and it was called North Bondi Motorino Social Club. Dylan Napa came up with the name.
Oh, Napa was it?
Yeah,
Wow.
Napa was in it because we'd been best mates since we were like 17, and he just kind of came up with it, and he started the Instagram for us, and then we had just like, I don't know, it was just like a t-shirt thing or like just like a little crew thing, and then I kind of came back from like an overseas trip one year, and I was like, I might just give it a bit of a crack and take it a bit more seriously, just see what will happen. And then my business partner, Jack Grant, who I played down at Beasties with.
Shout out Beasties.
Yeah, shout out Beasties. He came on board and like just kind of probably prettied it up a bit. And then I think just together we started making some nice moves. And then we were kind of just casually doing it, I suppose, for a few years. And then probably the last like 2 or 3 years, just gotten a bit more legit, a bit more serious. So I think like the foundations of its story is just like, which I think we still try and bring through to what the brand's really about, is just like kind of people coming together, doing like fun shit, cool stuff. We always did what we thought was just funny, but I think we did it in a cool way. And I still think that resonates with the brand. That keeps us like original. It's just, the way we go about, I think is cool. And then now we're actually trying to progress a bit better and just kind of make cooler clothes and professionalize a lot of stuff.
So where do you want the brand to go? So where, like, it started off as a humble little postie bikie gang, and now like where do you want it to go?
I think, man, to Mars. Like as far as we can go. I really like it, man. Like it's been like a long journey because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Oh really?
Yeah, like I never like worked in like clothing or like, you know, that would have helped a lot. I think if I just done it like a year at like a brand and just kind of figured out some really basic
some retail work.
Really, I mean, I worked at Sufecture. That was my first job. And like, when I was playing 20s at the Roosters. So I was there the year out of school. So that was where I got my first taste for it. I didn't like selling clothes that much, but I liked the clothes and just being in the area. So it was kind of like a bit of a long journey, but for now, I think I just want to make it like a genuine household brand. I think we're getting there, but there's still like a long way to go. Like to kind of, even this year, man, I've just like tightened the screws, had a bit of a bounce back here last year internally. Some things didn't go right. And now last year was like rebuilding internally and just kind of getting a good system going. And then this year, I feel like I'm just starting fresh. Like, really. You know what I mean? Like, and I've been doing it for a while, but now I'm like, I had a gym like for 3 years, and I was kind of trying to grow this while that was going to shit. And so it's kind of nice. I had an F45.
You owned an F45?
Yeah, with a couple of mates. And
wow.
Fuck yeah, it wasn't the greatest investment, but but mate, look,
play
whatever.
on.
It happens. Yeah, we only got rid of it this year, and it was a bit of a yeah, it was just an all around bit of a shit show. But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, man.
Yeah,
and just
100%.
kind of like push through that. And now I'm kind of, yeah, I've actually just like first time going full time at the brand, like, and kind of just, you know, no bullshit in your way.
Yeah, wow.
But don't get me wrong, there is always bullshit
Yeah,
when you're running a
100%.
business, but more just it's what you wanted anyway. So
Yeah,
it's like,
100%. So when you first started, how old were you?
I think we were like 23, 24 sort
Okay.
of thing, like maybe a bit older, but yeah, like I said, it was kind of in this just half a thing for a while.
Yeah, okay. And it started off with just you and Jack Grant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you two are the partners on it?
Yeah.
that's
Jack and
awesome.
I, yeah.
Yeah, wow. So you started when you're 23. And when you first started, what was, like, when you actually thought, I'm going to turn this into a brand? So after you sort of gone, oh, this is a brand
Yeah, I
now.
think that would have been like 2018.
Yeah,
I
wow.
reckon that was ish, something like that. Maybe a bit later.
What were the hardest parts there?
Oh, well, I think that when we were doing that, you weren't really aware of like, I don't know, we weren't aware of like, I don't know,
Taxes.
taxes. I don't know. I was just so novice. Like I just didn't know what I was doing. So you're just
Yeah.
kind of like, you're just building it. I think what I did in the past was trying to like grow this brand a bit more and as opposed to like maybe grow like the clothing brand side of
Okay.
it. And I was doing like some stupid videos and stuff for a while, like just kind of doing like
funny
skits.
Yeah, right, okay.
I don't know. Then kind of like we actually had this one year that was super tough where we bought all our gear at like, I don't know, at a stupid time of the year. And like, we just had a heap of it and it was shit. And it, well, not all shit, but yeah. And then that was like this hell low point for like 6 months. We just kind of like went,
So when you started launching, like, you're like, oh,
well,
let's get going.
yeah. We thought we were going to be on a bit of a heater and we bought a lot of clothes and just bought it at the wrong time. Like, and then it was kind of this 6 month of just like, this was probably the hardest time I've ever had in business. The gym wasn't going good either. But then this one, I was just like, everything just wasn't clicking. And then it was kind of like every night just going, fucking hell, man. Like, and then I lived with my buddy at the time, Henry, who's like the CFO at Fishbowl. So he's a bit of a wizard. And we just break it down every night and like crunching numbers. And then you start to piece together, fuck, this is where you went wrong time of the year, all these things. And that's where the last year was like a bit of a rebuild out of that.
Yeah, wow. So what during that time when everything was sort of falling apart, because this podcast is called HeadNoise.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is about, you know, people. I started off with a lot with athletes and now sort of branching out to all different types of people, like such as yourself, where you're in that struggle like phase, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And how you're getting out of that. So you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So in that phase, like where everything's falling apart, gym's gone to shit, clothes are gone to shit, like what are you sort of like thinking in that moment? Are you wrapping up shop or like what do you
It was a really hard time, man.
Yeah,
like
okay.
really like I still just remember it so well. Like, and I think Grunner, like my partner was in London at the time, but it was kind of all right when he was away because it was a bit of like, I just got to figure this out on my own.
Yeah,
And just
okay.
like fucking dig deep and just really look at it. And like when your back's against the wall, that's kind of when you do your best thinking and your best swinging. It was just hectic, man, because like I kept having to go to this gym that I'd invested in, but starting to realize it's going to shit. And then and then you're kind of really motivated about something else, but then you're going to a gym where you don't want to be. And that in itself is noisy, getting up at like 4:30 to go train people. And you're like, I don't give a fuck about this. Like,
just lost the belief in it, hey?
yeah. And then the brand was just kind of like, yeah, it was just like this kind of 6 months of figuring it out. And then you're kind of like coming into your 30s on next to no money and both your businesses are going to shit and like your ego is super bruised and
Yeah.
like, so yeah, because it's just, and that's what business is. It's super taxing because you got to have a lot of self-confidence and self-belief and like what you're about and what you're doing. And it naturally, you just go through waves of just, I don't know, one day you're frothing and then the next day you're just going, oh man, we're ass. But that period, I don't know. I think I just kind of was a bit of like a lot of belief that I could like turn it around. And then also I think just being a hard worker and probably have endured a lot of other bullshit in my life that I feel like I could just kind of button down the hatches and sort it out. And this is where like I think a lot of people just don't hold on or maybe it's not belief. And we'll find out, you know, I'm not fucking rolling in cash right now, but like maybe in a few years, yeah, and you're like, fuck, hectic. But this is where it gets hard, where people just might throw in the towel, like, this is actually not worth the money when I could go get paid from another job and do all this. But the idea of actually like making this whole thing legit, like just super excites me like every day.
Yeah,
like,
wow.
and because I didn't like, even like a couple of mates from like BCs went and like played footy in like Amsterdam and shit. I was like, my cousin, I was like, oh, would have liked to have done that. However, but if I pull this off, you know, like I feel like I'm doing right now and actually make it this thing that was literally came from nothing, that'll just be just really cool for my own, I don't know, my own like kind of self-belief. I suppose like a personal little pat on the back, even though you'll keep growing and you'll never really think you're there, I think is kind of the way it goes. But yeah, I think, it's happening, which is cool. But yeah, glad that I think we're out of that.
Yeah, that's mad. That's awesome. And when you first sort of like started hitting those strides and you're like, oh, we're moving here, what was it? Was it the design? Was it the timing? Was it, oh, we'll get this much ordered in? What was it? As like, because there's a lot of kids out there now starting clothing brands.
Yeah.
And so like, if you were going to give advice on how to take those steps moving forward, what would you say? Definitely do. Don't order this. Don't do this.
Like, I mean, I suppose you got to kind of find the balance between like being conservative and then also just like having a crack. It depends how much capital you start with as well. I think our brand message was super skewed earlier, a couple of years ago. It was kind of like not a lot of thought into why we did things, not a lot of thought into why we were making things and who we were making them for. And don't get me wrong, you can make for your core following and then you want to attract more people, different types of people, sure. But you got to kind of like, last year was a big like, all right, let's be just super clear with what we're about. And I wanted the brand to be Motorino, not North Bondi Motorino. I think North Bondi's got like this big part of our story. And I think it's like an ace up our sleeve that will one day maybe flex overseas or something, you know? But last year I was like, I just want Motorino to be its own thing, like, and, you know, not be attached to the area, even though like that's where we're from, whatever. And so that was part of it. Like we were just being super clear with that and like kind of like stripping back what we were doing and just being like real clear on just like Motorino and everything, which sounds like really basic and it probably is. But we were just, I don't know, we just didn't think so deep and so much about why we did things. And I think that kind of maybe shot us in the foot a bit. So you just got to be clear on like your brand direction and why you're doing things, who you're talking to, and then like just kind of have this kind of brand like box and values and everything that you're about and follow it. And we're still building ours, man. Like I still think we're trying to like grow and maybe, you know, push into doing pants for the first time, which is cool, but you know, pants.
Was this your first run of proper pants?
Yeah.
Like long pants,
but pants don't sell, like really. And notoriously in any fashion brand, minus probably
so there you go,
your Levi's or something, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So shit like that, it's like you got to push, but then you also just got to like know that what's your bread and butter.
Yeah, okay.
And that's from like, we're probably looking at your numbers and then you're saying, oh, black t-shirts sell really well. Like,
yeah, okay. Is that your bread and butter? Those?
Oh, well, not that specifically, but hats and tees, man. Like I think they're easy to purchase. People like them. People wear them
easy
a lot. Yeah, they're kind of hats, t-shirts, even though like, you know, that's probably more of like the warmer season thing. They're still pretty like seasonal and people can buy into your brand.
Yeah.
Just buying a cool t-shirt as opposed to buying like a full hoodie or something.
Yeah. Well, I see you got some gear there with a hat there. Show me what's going on here.
What do we got here? This is a little nylon hat. This is Grunner's my business partner Jack, if I call him that.
Yep.
I think little nylon hat numbers. These are good ones. I train in this one, like the one that I got every day. This is the like.
I seen you in the stadium gym.
Yeah,
Sweating a storm.
Sweating a storm. Fuck, there's never enough weights in there for me either. These ones are good, man. That was meant to be summer, colour, vibes. Like they were meant to go a bit out there in colour and
I have to move it all the way to the back.
Same. Well, I think we just did a run that were maybe too small.
Too small?
How's that one?
Oh shit! Oh, big head, bro.
Yeah. See, I got a big head, but it can't be more than two. So it's got to be two. You know what I mean?
I'm about to get flamed in the comments because my head's too big for it.
Oh nah. See.
Oh shit, man.
Shit, dude. You know what they say about them big heads, though.
Yeah, that's all right. Big heads.
But yeah, I think they're just more like vibes, eh? We will get one. We will get one that fits. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's hilarious. And what's the other one?
There's another little zip hoodie. Now, this is a return that my buddy actually left with me, and you said you were large, so that's... I brought it over.
Thank you very much for bringing the gear, too.
No worries.
They're awesome, man.
Of course. Mate, I think they're sick. Like, I've been rinsing mine, and it's still going, and I'm like, I love that. And I love training hats.
Yeah.
I'll like probably not train in a hat for like a week and then I'm back into a training hat.
Yeah.
So what is this? This is our little zip hood number. First zip hood we've done. Maybe, yeah. I actually really like this one. It probably hasn't sold as well as the navy. No surprises, I guess. But we've just leveled up. We've got this new designer kind of working with us, and so we've added some like all this peach detailing. So this is like a little herringbone tape. It's called. So it looks pretty cool when it's open. Little there, and then we've got the peach label on this arm. Fuck. There it is. Let's go.
Well, let's go.
Mate, yeah, little applique embroidery, which I think is pretty cool.
That's awesome. I really like that little double print.
Mate, we were looking on just Pinterest and getting some inspo, and then as it turns out, like heaps of people are doing that at the moment, which is good because we're like, oh, at least we're doing the right things.
Yeah, we're just following the trend.
And then, like a little hood embroidery. I really like that one. I feel, it's weird. See, how I like to kind of paint that picture is like, that's like it's not a color, but it's not black, white, or gray, but it's not like, it's a shade still. Green smoke. That's what we're...
This is what's called green smoke.
Yeah, we call it green smoke because it's like a smoky green and then a bit of green.
Are you serious?
Let's go.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, I really like that one. Everyone fucking,
Are you serious? Mate, you got to go, everyone watching, go check out Motorino. What is it, motorino.com?
MotorinoNB.com. We just changed our URL.
Oh, how good
Huge.
is that? NB.com. Comfy.
Yeah.
Chilling.
That's nice. French Terry, 420 GSM, nice and thick.
Oh, wow.
We sometimes write that shit on our website and someone's like, we don't even know what that means. I'm like, well, we're just trying to sound dope. Yeah. Even though if you do know what it means, it'll help you make a decision. But it also just sounds like, wow, these guys really know what they're talking about.
Thank you very much for the gear, man.
No worries, bro. Thank you.
And I'll find someone to fit.
Yeah, fuck. Like, I got a big head and they usually fit me. So
well, that just explains how big my head is. Watch, I'll put this on TikTok and I'll be getting fucking flamed.
Just rinse. Fuck.
Yeah, wow. So yeah, man, this is fresh. So is this your winter drop?
Yeah, so we just released our winter collection. What do we call it? Winter solstice. Probably our best stuff we've made. Like the garments are really good. The detailing, like the embroidery on like the application on the back of this thing.
Like this, man.
Yeah,
this is fresh.
So that's a little applique number chain stitch in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, really happy with it. I think the pants are like pretty solid as well. Like I'm frothing them, which is good. And then we've got some sweats. The knit's really nice. It's a nice little kind of stormy, oceany kind of palette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate,
like if you
where
put
the
it
street meets the shore.
Yeah, where the street meets the shore. And that's kind of a little brand identity thing we're trying to run now.
Okay.
To kind of like, I think it just helps us. Like when you're in doubt of like, wait, what should we do this or we do that? Like you got to kind of make sure that, whatever you're doing, the clothing, campaigns, marketing, there is that kind of nice element of the brand where it's like kind of beachy but streety.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's like, what's a beachy brand, right? It's like Billabong or something, but...
Yeah, it's not like that though. It's streetwear. But
it's streetwear, but it's just like we are also by the beach, sort of. Well, we are. But yeah, I suppose you can make shorts for swimming in. Well, I mean, obviously we've done a fair bit of swimming, like surf, a little bit of beach content, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, if I could fucking take out, like, if I was a hectic surfer, I could take out a camera all the time and just get everyone pitted. There'd probably be more surf content.
Yeah, well, if you're good, if you're better.
If I was better, or we could just get out there and just film guys getting barreled. Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, that'd be mad. So what is your inspo? Like, what's so like when you first started this? Obviously, you go and muck around. This is mates, and then you're like, oh, this is actually pretty mad. And who do you look at? What are the things that you look at?
Yeah, I think we look. I think you look locally. You look overseas as well. Like locally, I think there's some like really cool, good heavy hitters here. Like I was pretty tight with Isaac John from YKTR there for a while.
Okay.
So he was like a really good help in us getting started. Like he put us onto like our first manufacturer and stuff. I think like Earl's doing a really good job. Like I really like their gear. They're cool.
Yeah.
And like Louis really kind of gone leaps and bounds now, which is good to see as well. Cause I'm like, fuck, I really rate your stuff. And it's gone to another level, which is cool. And then there's just like, I've been working out of like my kind of like a guy who like mentors me, Bo. He is like one of the original founders of G'd Up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I've been working out of his office. He now has like a clothing company where they like manufacture clothes for pop brands, podcasts, like anyone, the CMFEU. Like, so right. He's been a huge help in like kind of my own personal revival within the brand and giving me a fair bit of guidance. And G'd Up are really cool as well, man.
Yeah, got a cool
like
brand. Cool brand.
Yeah, like it's funny how you can just use them for such like good inspo, but then like obviously they're completely different to you, but in the way that they speak to their audience and the way that they follow, like, and just lean into what their brand is truly about.
Yeah.
And just don't waver from it. I think that
Yeah.
just kind of keeps that consistency and keeps it really clear.
Bro, it's mad. It's mad seeing them sponsor just all the fights.
Yeah.
Like all the fights, all the
Yeah.
fighters, like all the maddest dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Paul Gallen walks out covered in G'd up.
Yeah.
And it's just like that's their brand. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
And
Like
that's
punching
awesome.
on. Aussies
Yeah.
punching on. Yeah. Like shout out to the Westies, bro. They love it.
Shout out to the brothers.
The brothers, yeah. Like fuck, Payne Haas was getting in like some sort of fight with his teammate and he's just got a huge G'd up hoodie
Oh,
on.
does he?
I think he had like the white one on or something.
What are we
I was
gonna do
like,
with Motorino? We need someone to blue in Motorino.
yeah,
Let's-
fuck.
Naps?
Yeah, Naps. He's going to do something stupid soon.
Yeah. Naps, we need you to go get
Yeah.
silly at a pub, mate.
Yeah. Oh. But I think there's like, there's musicians that do cool stuff. And I don't know. I look up to a lot of just like people that are like kind of doing their own thing and have their own style. I think that's
Who?
really cool.
Let's drop some heroes. Who are your
There's
heroes?
some heroes. Like I used to love like Dave LePepe from Gang of Youths. Like he just had like a really just OG style of just like, I mean, he wore all black for like fucking 5 years straight, I think.
Just all black.
All black. And I was just all black as well. When I was
you
like
was with
24
him,
or
you was
something, I was
with
like, yeah. But black's dope. So I was like, I get it, man.
Yeah.
But even like, I mean, like Dylan Frost from the CV, he's not like super look up, but like he just wears the coolest shit, man. Like,
Right, okay.
have you ever, like some of the photos he gets out on stage on, I'm like, dude, like that's wicked.
Yeah,
Like just
okay.
the style he has. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, where do you even get those clothes? So yeah, I think that, yeah, you can draw inspiration from everywhere, but I think that, I don't know, it's kind of just cool, the local domestic scene that we've got building. And I think like, you know, we all like actually like buy into, you know, brands that have stories and they're a bit more like personable, I guess. And I think it's just cool because everyone agrees, like likes it. And I'm kind of the same. Like I don't wear a lot of other brands. Obviously I just, you know, I'm fucking Moto head to toe at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But then also like I'll rep like a band tee because I don't know that like I like them and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Sort of thing. But I think the movement that's happening is cool. And why would you know, be decked out in Tommy Hilfiger? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
who
know,
cares
yeah.
about that, dude?
Yeah. Those big sort of brands are sort of losing.
Yeah.
Everyone's sort of looking for like, you know, little Motorino or Earls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those brands are sort of
Oh,
taking off.
there's obviously like, you know, everyone can wear whatever they want. But I don't know. I think it's just cool how, you know, and I don't know, it just creates like a cool community, especially within Australia. And I think we got a good culture for like, I don't know, coolness. Like it's a good place. So, and we have a good lifestyle, and I think a lot of our brands speak to that, which is cool.
Yeah. Is there sort of like a way that you want to like go global with this? You know, like what's the goal there?
Well, I
Or
think
so
like we just got to
pump those markets?
internally get a lot better. Like, you know, just get super like it's such an organized game, man. Like you'll be planning for a drop like 6 months out, and you got to kind of just get everything in ducks in a row, and then like it's a big cash flow game. You got to pay for shit early, and then make sure that you got enough to pay for this bill, and then make sure you got the sales. So like I'm still trying to master all that. Like,
Right, okay.
I've only been in like the proper production game where you're like, yeah, they're like the overseas 6 month lead time for like 2 years, 2.5 years.
So those real numbers, like hitting those numbers are really like figuring out the money and figuring out the items and figuring out where we're getting our fabrics, and that's really the game.
Well, it's a lot of the game. That's what's going to give you a lot of success. And that kind of will mean you just don't make stupid mistakes, and you grow within your means, or you can strategically grow because you know what you're doing. But like that being said, if you sell everything, you'll be sweet.
Yeah, exactly right.
Which would be nice.
Yeah, because what I really like about your brand is the sort of like your creative side on like the filming. And like I said to you as soon as you came in here, I said I really like this short that you did, like a little ad for it, where you just have this, you know, little car pull up and like everyone jumps in, but you're filming and like I can see that. So is that you? Do you direct all the filming? Or?
I reckon that's been a big part of our brand. That's a big driver of like I can't draw and I can't design, which I think doesn't help us. And Grunter's probably a bit the same. Like
I'm not very good at designing, not very good at drawing, but I love clothes.
yeah. I love building brand. I love I think branding's fucking sick. I've always loved advertising and marketing. So I think that's what like I love about it.
Yeah,
but the creative like films like we've done for years like as a brand, and I think it's something I don't want to keep doing. Well, it is something I want to keep doing because what the thing is I kind of get like a bit stuck in. I'm like, is it worth my time and energy to because what I want to do is make like sick campaign videos. I feel like there's a bit of a hole in the market.
That's what I felt when I watched it.
Yeah.
That's what I felt when I watched it. I was like, this is sort of like an ad. This is like,
it's
you know what I
an
mean?
ad without like selling the gear, sort of,
Exactly.
even though you literally are, but it's kind of like a good story or something in an ad, and it's a bit of creative thought can like go a long way. And I mean, all the best ads in the history of ever are like, you know, they're never actually jamming a product down your throat. They're just creative, well thought, story told really nicely, and you feel something at the end of them. So I feel like that's what we want to do with our campaign videos. Is we used to do them heaps back in the day. It was just like a video, and it'd be like a little bit funny and have nothing to really do with anything. But yeah, we're trying to keep that up because I mean, return on investment, right? You're kind of thinking like, is it worth like really going hard at these things when you might just need to give your clothes to heaps of fucking influencers, and that's actually going to help you grow.
Yeah.
Sure, I think that is definitely it, but then I feel like there's something you just got to kind of believe in and about your brand and what maybe separates you and or gives you its own identity. And I kind of want to keep leaning into cool campaign videos that you feel when you watch it, because I feel like that long lasting like emotion that you can bring out of someone will be remembered more, like as opposed to that cool guy over there wears them. Like you need it all, but we just want to keep doing that. We've got like an all black collection coming out, and so I'm trying to get there.
I was going to get there. What's coming up next?
Yeah. Like it's kind of not too dissimilar to what we've done, but it's all black. So I want to like make like some sort of night campaign.
Oh wow.
I don't know, like we'll probably try and get Crichton's fucking that Harley again.
Oh,
I
got that
reckon.
Harley.
I don't know, do something doozy in the night and like lean into the dark. I'm trying to think if it's still on brand enough, but I feel like we'll do it right and it'll be sweet.
That's awesome. All
Yeah.
black. What are you going to call it? Nighttime.
I don't know, Night Riders,
What?
Night Out. I don't know yet. Mate, you'd be, sometimes it doesn't even come to me to write at the end.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what are we going to call this thing?
Yeah,
But no, sometimes it's good to, We're trying to, like our last one was kind of, there was a stormy palette for the clothes in this collection. And then we kind of went to the beach and did this kind of beachy, streety, like.
Yeah, that's what
And we kind of really thought about what we were trying to like make the shoot look like, and really worked well with the photographers and videographers before it. So I feel like that energy was really thought out and planned out, and it kind of came through in the collection and in the garments. So it was a nice synergy there, probably the best we've done. But yeah, so now I want to kind of like suss out if we can just flip it on its head and just go into the night.
Man, that's mad. That's awesome, because that's what I was saying before. My favorite part of your brand is like the creative side of how you guys film and how you guys all set it up, and even the photo shoots are just a bit different from what you see like regularly. And I think that is that street surf sort of mixture that makes it different, which I really like.
Fuck, man. Good, because I need to know that. Like, because I'm about to go do it again.
When you were talking about influencers before, like sending them gear and everything, how hit and miss is that? Is there some blokes that like love it and like you're like, well, it's as good, as some blokes that like brush her?
I don't. Yeah, well, man, we've made some shit gear in the past, so like we've given it out. So now I'm thinking like, ooh.
What's your worst gear that you made? What's your worst gear?
So we did this cool collection. I still stand by. I was still sick, but like the hoodies were like garment dyed. It was like a Moto Love collection a few years ago, and they were like garment dyed, and they were really expensive, and it was like the thing at the time. And then we just got the hoodies back, and they were just so fucking big. Like they were just, because they'd been like dyed in the process of getting colored. Like the fabric like kind of loosens a bit, and like the medium was just like the droopiest, longest thing, and it was like purple, and we had so many of them, and we dropped it really late in winter, and it was just dumb.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but like, I really like the logo and everything, but we probably just ordered too much at the wrong time of the year.
There are some misses, hey. There are some misses. But
yeah, there are. I think there's always gonna be as well, man. Like
you have to like.
You kind of like. I just don't think you ever really, if you're pushing it, like our Reflections collection we did earlier in the year, there was like 5 tees. I was like, these are all pretty solid. They're kind of a design that's already been done, and they all kind of like sold nice and evenly. I was like, sick, but we weren't really going for it. Like that wasn't anything new or anything. So I think if you're pushing it and you're trying to like level up in creativity or have a bit of a crack, you're not going to get everything right, I don't think.
Yeah, 100%. And what's some of the big hits? Like what's something that just absolutely smashed out of the park? Where you're like, wow.
Yeah, I feel like this collection's going really well, which is sick.
Yeah, this one.
And it's also nice when you're getting a bit better at what we're doing, has been like, yeah, that'll be right. Well, I don't know about that one. You're getting a bit of that. Those hats are really good.
Yeah, these are mad.
We did a couple of like button-up shirts last year, like the buckler shirts. That went really well. I think that was like, We've actually always done short sleeve shirts, and they've always done pretty well, which is cool. Yeah, like
The golf tees were mad. I really like
golf
the golf
polos
tees.
are mad. I kind of like. I thought there was a bit of a golf movement coming, and we were kind of jumped on it just for fun and get there in time. But I don't know if, well, maybe they just don't buy golf shirts off me. But I don't know how many people actually buy golf shirts that often.
I think people
You know
just go
what
to
I
the
mean?
store and get you know what I mean? Like when you're like getting everything, all your kit, you just go, oh, that's a cool,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's what you should do, mate.
Yeah, got to stock it in some of the
You know
shops,
what I
eh?
mean? Get some oldies on it.
Yeah. Bro, I should hit up the fucking Bondi golf course and
That's what I'm saying,
put
bro.
them with there. Yeah, because it's kind of
In
like
the corner, just like,
yeah,
just have a little
yeah,
corner to
they'll
ourselves.
just give us a few little racks. Might be a good shout because, yeah, that's the only thing. It's like I'm like, man, I don't know how often people are buying shirts.
Do you put your merch in stores?
Not yet. We're probably not fully. I don't know. Yeah, nah. I'd like to. Haven't really
Would
seen.
you like your own store?
Yeah, we're in the works of like looking for some sort of retail space. Like, I feel like the pendulum's kind of swinging back a bit. Like we're obviously peak online through like COVID, and I feel like there's a bit of a wave for like even just pop-ups and trying gear on. I think people are around and
That's a new thing happening heaps is pop-ups.
yeah, I like the idea of a pop-up as opposed to like a 3-year lease on a place. I've just come out of a pretty hectic lease. So like, I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah, just cruising.
But I think what we need as well is like a creative space. Like I work out of an office that I share with the lads that have this clothing company, which is really good. But I think in the next few months we'll try and get out like, because like you kind of don't necessarily need it, but what I'm finding now is it's becoming like, well, it obviously is and always has been like a huge, especially with like TikTok, a huge like content game and like really like underdeveloped, like low developed. What's the word?
Underdeveloped?
Like forms of content, you know, like TikTok style.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you don't need the big cameras and shit. So it's a lot of just like, you know, filming around your office or doing whatever you're doing, right? And
It's
even,
sort of just volume.
yeah,
It's
and
like
pumping them out. And I think what you need when you're doing that is just like, yeah, get your own little space. Yeah, you and your homies can work from, taking photos of your clothes, fucking doing stupid shit. Like we had a good run of like little TikToks last year where me and the boys were just kind of like doing funny questions and they were slapping.
I remember that. Yeah.
Which is good because I was like, I've made a lot of TikToks that took me fucking ages and they went nowhere. And I'm like, whatever we do, we've got to find something that's easy to film, easy to edit, and easy to pump out on the reg.
And mate, it's always the dumbest shit that goes viral.
Yeah.
The shit that you never think is
Mate,
good.
some of the guys on TikTok are so cooked, man. Like
Mate.
they're just sitting there, like, and he keeps popping up on my feed. This one dude, and I don't want to scroll away, and he kind of looking at the camera, like singing like a song, but it's not really singing it. And then he's just got his shirt off, and I'm like, oh.
Mate, I have this one.
I'm like, fucking respect. I wish my content was that easy.
Mate, 100%. I always got the one of a guy reacting to a video, and he just has a face like just pulling a dirty out, like a weird video.
Yeah,
Mate,
yeah.
11 million views, a million
And you're
likes.
just going, what?
It's like, what? It's like, I'm cranking out this podcast
Yeah.
every week, and it's like, 2K views, you know?
Well, I think potties. I think potties work well on TikTok, man, which I think's good.
You have a potty?
I used to have a potty, and again,
You
like
used
when
to?
I went
Yeah, okay.
when I was talking about the brand being like just all over the shop last year, the start of last year, I was like, fucked off the potty, and just kind of like got a new manufacturer because we got dumped by our old ones, and it was like super just streamlined. I was like, we're just purely a clothing brand. Let's nail the clothing brand side of it.
Okay.
You know, start posting heaps when drops come around. And then after that, back to like the clothing and nailing the next drop, because that's the most important thing, obviously. But because I was in a bit of a headspace, like if you get the fucking thing to 20,000 followers, you know,
It'll be
like,
easy.
well, like,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
but I think at the end of the day, if you're a clothing man, you got to kind of really make sure you got that clothing bits sorted, especially if you're a pretty small team. But it's cool to see that like potties are just go good on TikTok.
They do, man.
I think they're just easy to consume, and because now they're like edited well, he's bouncing between the two. Like, yeah, I think it just works, which I think's good.
The thing that I've noticed, like, because I'm fresh to this too. Like,
Yeah.
I honestly, like when you came in, I told you, I just said like, well, I've got a lot of mates doing very interesting things, and and me and you've never met before. I'm sure on a night out, we've probably bumped into something.
a few
but,
beers.
Yeah. But yeah, we had mutual friends, and I was just like, I know a lot of interesting people, so I'm like, what might well just talk to them.
Yeah.
As soon as I clip it up, put it on TikTok, mate, 60K views, 50K views, and it's like the traction that they build is so much more than like YouTube or anything. I think it's just people's attention spans. Eh?
Yeah. I think you could just get a minute, but I think it just moves quick. and I don't know. Because it wasn't going as well for me. I mean, this is a few years ago now on like Instagram, but I'm just noticing like, TikTok's favoring the algorithm. Like if you make a really sick creative video and put it on TikTok, it won't really go anywhere. Like,
Exactly.
you know, like our ad campaign.
Yeah.
Like I think like they know that it's made in like, you know, a proper production, Premiere Pro and all that. But then I think TikTok just likes the chat back and people like it. And then once it gets a rhythm on, it's sweet.
Yeah. Have you ever had to sort of deal with people like not getting around your brand and like, haters or anything? And like, how does that sort of like affect like you or something? Like, you know what I mean? Because you started something like a clothing brand going hard, and, you know, growing up with like a bunch of like mates and everything. Do you ever have people sort of like shit on it, or like would you sort of? Was there like moments where you doubted yourself about it?
Oh, there's always doubt, man. Doubt every fucking day. Every day. Every day. Yeah. Like there's always like a little, have I got this? For fucking hell, man.
Yeah.
Not so much haters. I think everyone, I mean, there's obviously people that'd be like, this is probably not a good idea, bro. It's like, have you really wasted however much time, you know?
Really?
Yeah, I think people would think that, but like also, who gives a fuck?
I think that's a really big part of it. Like,
you just gotta like believe in it yourself, right? Like, I mean, I'm 31 now, bro, and some of my buddies are earning a lot more cash than I am. But you know, I don't know. We're on a heater, like, you know, we're kind of like getting there, like you know, it's cooking and we're feeling good and understanding it. So you kind of got to step back sometimes. You're like, I've been doing this for so long. It's like, but have you actually been doing it for so long? You've been doing it good for like a year now, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're in your second year of like actually knowing what the fuck you're doing to a degree. So like believe in yourself, but I don't know. We haven't really had much hate. We probably were, when we were kind of started out, people weren't sure if like, they just thought we were like a club that was like just our mates, and it kind of was like this like you're not welcome thing.
Oh, okay.
So we had to kind of like slowly break away from that and not be like a boys club.
Yeah, okay.
You know, that people are like
sure.
didn't feel that connection to, which is taking time. And so you're trying to still carry the story of the brand, which I think a lot of like, you'll speak to a lot of people, they want to know that, like higher up people, like, what's your story, you know?
Yeah.
So you want to carry that story, but then we've probably done a good job of just kind of shaking that off, then maybe still keeping it in, but not even like, we haven't told it a lot recently. But maybe there will come a time we'll just try and tell it a bit more and somehow circulate it through like your content and whatever you're doing, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. And your story's still growing too.
Yeah.
Like that's the mad part. Is like you said, you're like, I'm not comfortable. Like I'm not, you know, I'm not sitting with a lot of cash. Like life's not really like, I'm still on the grind.
Grinding, bro, grinding. Yeah. But no, it is cool. It's nice grinding for yourself. Business isn't easy. Relying on yourself like constantly is just like can be taxing.
Yeah, okay.
But I don't know. When you pull it off and things go good, it's kind of like, it's sick.
Yeah, that's awesome. Have you ever, does it make a big difference when you have like, there's like sort of off topic, sorry, but when you have like the boys sort of walking, because obviously you've got a lot of mates that play NRL and everything, when they're walking into like the stadium and they've got like on the moto gear and everything.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like, you know, like NBA, like, you know, the NBA players like walk in, they've got the freshest gear on. And that's what you need, bro. You need to go on the NBA, walk in.
Who have we got? I'm coming in. We gave
Josh Green, he's an Aussie. Josh Green, Ben
I
Simmons.
had this one dude.
Don't tell me you know an NBA player.
No. He was at college at USC.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think he was just a Queensland lad, and I think he was playing with Bronny James this year.
Really?
Yeah. And we gave him a bit of gear. I think Harry Horney or something. Harrison. Fuck, I can't remember. I'll have to check our inbox.
Yeah.
But I was like, maybe see what happens.
Yeah.
The NBA would be cool. But it's cool seeing like the Chooks boys and that. Like I obviously love the Roosters as a team and a club. And
so you played?
I played like 3 years of under 20s after I left school there. And then I became really good mates with Dylan Napa, and then we just kind of stayed close. And then I was always kind of pretty much getting on the piss with him and someone else from the team over the years. And then I know obviously, and then kind of like, just became mates with a lot of them and good mates with Crichton as well. Yeah. So like it's nice that the brand's kept a nice connection to the club. Or like to the boys respect, like Victor fucking loves it. And I'm like, that's OG.
Victor
just
loves
fucking
the
local boy. He's just a fucking yobbo, but like just such a lovely switched on dude. And it's just cool, like, how he just gets around it, like knowing that he's from the area and that kind of resonates with him, which is cool. But yeah, I feel like they're such as like a good team and good lads. So it's so sick that the boys still get around it.
Yeah, 100%. No, that's awesome, man. And the brand, like you said, the brand's going well, and it's just get bigger and bigger. And it'd be pretty mad when you have like a little coffee shop or something. Like a
Well,
little
yeah. I mean,
coffee shop,
me and
like-
Victor were talking about that actually. Like, he's like, look,
really?
what do you reckon, bro? I was like, yeah. Yeah, like we'd want some sort of like creative way. I think our big like thing is like the clubhouse, like some sort of like, have you been to Bondi Tony's before?
Yes.
Like some sort of that energy. Like,
Yeah,
and it's kind of like,
okay.
it's a content studio, your creative space, and then somehow turn it
Mate,
into
put
like
a little podcast studio in there because I need one.
Yeah,
'Cause I
exactly,
need
bro.
one.
Turn it into like this just full hub at night. Like it'd be sick.
Yeah.
Only problem is, we're from Bondi and Bondi's fucked.
Yeah. Bondi's like not the cheapest
Yeah,
place.
not the cheapest place. It opens up something really sick. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, that's a big thing that I follow because I'm originally from out west. So
Yeah.
a big thing that I follow is the 27 project.
Yeah.
And out there they've got this big open space and like it's like they've got everything. They've got filming, photo shoot room. Like
Is that Bam Bam's?
yeah, Bam Bam.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bam Bam's he's a part of it and mate, like I was like thinking, why doesn't someone just do that here? And I'm just like,
We don't have the land. Brother.
yeah. I'm like, it's just
So
no
what is
room.
it just like podcast studios and like you can just hire it or
I
something?
don't, like, honestly, man, I've like never been, but I used to drive past it on
Yeah.
on the way to work or whatever, and I was just like, man, this place is like I want to be like in this. I want to be getting this.
Yeah.
So 27
Ty-
project, hit me up.
yeah, mate. We got a brother here.
Yeah,
He don't tie, bro.
yeah,
Fuck yeah, he's doing some cool stuff.
bro.
Good
Mate,
on him.
UFC fighters would be good too.
Yeah,
UFC fighters
yeah.
in the gear. Imagine that.
I know, that'd be loose.
That would be proper loose.
We were talking about that in our last campaign video. We're meant to have more of a story for that one we were just talking about. It was like going to be, they get in this van, but then what's this unsuspecting reason that they kind of get to the beach for? And then like one of my buddies is like, what about just like a bare knuckle boxing match? And I'm like, yeah, man, like I'm feeling like some
who
Brad
suggested
Pitt,
that?
like, you know, like fucking Fight Club. Wait, no, not a Fight Club, Snatch. And he's just like shirt off and he's just like that gypsy. And then we're like, you know, it could make
that
it
Cohen?
super. Yeah,
Was that Cohen? Cohen suggest that?
Yeah,
Guerrero?
no, Cohen. But make it super artistic. It looks sick, but I was like, it's too off brand. Like it'd be too gnarly to just throw in.
So gnarly.
Throw in
I
some
reckon
bare
fu-
knuckle boxing.
I reckon fucking do it. I reckon just do it.
Just like the shadow. I don't know. It would have looked cool, but yeah, probably not the right energy.
What that you're trying to produce.
Like the chicks in the van being like, what the fuck?
It's so funny. You talk so cruisy and then you just like bare knuckle boxing.
And then
It's like,
just,
what?
yeah, and we pull up and there's just two lads just fucking stinking.
No, that's mad, man. So yeah, that's cool. I'm just thinking, what else? What else is going on? Like what?
What else? No, I'm pretty indulged at the moment, which is good. Yeah, don't play footy anymore, which is cool.
Yeah, and retired. Would you
Yeah.
ever come back to a beasties, man? Would you ever?
No,
would
my
you
shoulder's pretty fucked. I got like chronic arthritis
have
in
to
my
tackle.
shoulder.
Don't have
Yeah,
to tackle.
I mean, yeah, that is true. That's my carrying arm. I can just hold that. And just defend every motherfucker. I don't know, like yes and no. But then if I got injured, it'd be fucked.
I see you down there.
Yeah, I was down. Yeah, I go down a bit. I try and hide from that place. I had to get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you a bit too much?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, like when I was playing, I was like, I love footy too much. Like, well, I don't love the game that much, but just everything.
Yeah.
And like the beers after, like you've been a good lad all week and you eat well and then you get to the weekend.
Just have a little
it's
treat.
like,
Just
they
have a little
just send
treat.
it on a Saturday. I was like, fuck, this is not good.
Nothing better than when you're first out of high school and you're fresh coldie and you
Yeah.
just play your game, you get on the beers, and then you go straight to the Oakle Sheaf.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And that's-
Real basic program,
Yeah,
but like
real basic
undefeated.
schedule.
Undefeated.
It's never lost.
Yeah.
It's never lost.
Mate, you're doing that shit on a Wednesday going, this is living.
Yeah, this is. And then you're 23.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is.
You
not
can't keep
living.
doing that when you're 33, bro. And you're fuck. Lord knows I want to.
No, I was excited, man. Well, man, thanks heaps for coming on. I really appreciate you. And oh wait, before you go, is there any advice you'd give to any people just starting their brand?
Just starting the brand. I think like make sure you are super passionate about it, and even if you're not, you might become. Just like give it a go. Don't like try hard, work hard, but don't keep your expectations low. You know, things are gonna go wrong. Like you're gonna get shit wrong. That's cool, but remember like the bigger picture that like all the things that you learn from are just like stepping stones to like the right direction. So I think that's super important when you're starting out. I mean, and then I think believe in it and believe in what you're doing. You got to do that.
Do you think having the right people in it is a massive, like doing it with the right people, or just doing it by yourself or whatever. Like,
I don't know. Yeah, like so many people have just done it differently, and I think the way we did it was really authentic to us in terms of just, I don't know, the kind of guys we are. But I don't know if it's probably not the right way to do it.
oh, really?
Yeah, like.
But is there a right way to do it?
No, there's not, man. There's not. Like, I didn't start out to like make this thing like a clothing brand, you know, and kind of slowly got there. But I suppose clothing wasn't always the biggest part of it that I was super passionate about. So, but now I am getting like just more passionate about that side of things. I've always loved it, but like I always love like just everything about it.
Do you love the growth?
Yeah,
That's what I'm finding myself. I'm addicted to this podcast.
You get
when
really jacked up.
I have someone on, then I get like a lot of views, and then I get a lot of comments. I'm like, when it starts rolling, you're like, now I want to go do more. You know what I mean? I'm going to reach out to whoever, and I'm just going to keep rolling and keep getting that momentum. When you get that, you go, now my passion's really increased. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and this can turn into anything, man. Like, and I think, you just look at your numbers, be clear with what your objectives are as well. Like, you know, I'm here to just fucking get heaps of views on like your podcast.
Yeah.
And heaps of listens and heaps of like video likes or whatever it is, like views. And then you can kind of reevaluate what you're doing. But if you're starting out a clothing brand, just be like clear with what you want to make and understand that. You know, there's brands out there just making like button-up shirts, but like people buy them, so sweet. And
Is it like identity you're saying? Is it sort
yeah,
of like
I think
having
like brand story is super important. But I don't know. Like, we've got this kind of like big brand, and like I feel like there's like we have like a nice emotional connection with like some of our kind of our motos, I guess. But then I know that there are other brands that just like specifically just make cool gear, and people don't look twice at like what it actually means. It's just good garments on their body, which like also fucking works. So I'm kind of like torn as to, you know, like how to go about it. But what's true to us is like I think we want to build that, you know, long-term customer, and we want to build that like connection with them and build like a community, which has been like a really nice backbone of our brand.
I think that's a really good way to put your brand, is your connection with, like, having a long-term connection with your customers.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what it is. And I think when people buy into it, people don't sort of buy into it to like, for just one piece of item. Like you're saying, some clothing do that. I'm sure some parts they do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you guys like online store, and like, you know, it's very media, and like when you share something and you say, hey, if you share this, you get like a drop of a, you know what I mean? Everyone shares it. Like everyone a lot of people that follow you will share that. So it's like your connection with your customer
it's good.
is mad.
And then I really like it. Like I'm on the DMs just DMing people like I know
That's
them.
what I mean. I just reached out to you, and then within an hour, you're like, sweet, bro.
I'm fucking writing to guys that like I have no idea who they are, and I'm just talking about the cuts, and then I'm like, how did the fucking wash? Like, and I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, was like this guy, like, I spilled my coffee all over my knit. I was like, bro, and I was literally told him, you don't drive and hold a coffee and wear your knit.
So
you know what I mean? I was like, you put the coffee down. Like, come on, man, come on.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and then I messaged him today. I'm like, how did the wash go, bro? Like,
just checking in on him.
Yeah,
your whole time.
Yeah, because you're going through your DMs, just seeing if you've missed any shit, and like, then I'm like, oh, may as well check on them. But like, I don't know. I think it's kind of fun, and I think it's real.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, like you miss some as well, but I don't know. I think that little stuff. I think it's just kind of like, it's just cool.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
100%.
Yeah.
So the winter drop is live now.
Live now online.
What's this drop called again? Sorry.
Winter solstice.
Solstice.
Yeah.
What's solstice mean?
It's like the shortest day in winter. To be honest, not the best name I've ever come up with.
Okay.
I think we had
slight tongue twister.
We had a bit of a rip on Anzac Day, and then my agency emailed me and they're like, "What are you going to call the collection?" I was like, "Oh no."
Oh, you had a big Anzac Day.
Yeah, and I was meant to finish it off the day before, and I had all these ones. And I was like, "Oh fuck this one." It sounded nice, but it doesn't actually. Anyway, it's a winter delivery. It's the garments, bro. It's the campaign. It's the
grouse.
Yeah.
It's the grouse. And I'm loving it.
Yeah, well, I'm frothing, you're frothing. That's my main thing. Man.
Yeah, awesome, man. Well, like I said, man, thanks heaps for coming on the podcast.
Appreciate
I
it,
really
man.
appreciate it. And maybe in like 20 episodes, 50 episodes.
We'll be back, bro.
You come back and you tell me about NBA plays that you got on the gear, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, fuck, because you want to do your interviews, but then you just want to be able to pump it out and talk a bit of whatever, you know, like so you can just kind of slot those potties in between other ones.
100%, mate. And when you come back, I'm keen to see how much the brand's grown.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I'm keen for that as well.
We'll be good.
Let's go.
Sweet, brother. Well, thank you again for coming.
Appreciate it, brother. Legend.
My man. Thanks heaps, man.